Hello and welcome to, I think, episode 29 of the Bad Psychics podcast. Today we are discussing the season that, as of recording, just started last night of Big Brother UK. Obviously, because it's a regular season, we didn't know who were going in, so we could only record a podcast immediately after it. Hopefully, by the time you're editing, everything we say is still relevant, but that implies that I am awake enough to do it promptly. As always, I am joined by a trio of idiots. First of all, I predict that they would never put her in the wheelie bin of shame because she'd end up in A&E needing stitches on her finger. It's Cass. I figured I'd re-bring up your pinky, Cass, given as you tried to reference it.
Shoehorn it in last time.
Yeah. Just, it made sense. Next, I predict he's most likely to burst out into an unapologetic rendition of Bad Romance at any moment. It's Dizzy. I think that one's actually accurate as well, given the amount you just absent-mindedly sing in the background of voice calls.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Good, thank you.
I'm not sure if that's a song that a Beveridge sung, though. That's the only problem.
Alright, fair enough.
Jeter sang it more for us.
That's true, that is true. And speaking of music, I feel like she's least likely to see any problem with listening to Bass Hunter's All I Ever Wanted on a 24-hour loop, as she's offered to do it for free if she loses this episode. It's Eloise.
Yeah, I didn't get that reference.
I do.
I knew Dizzy would, and I noticed you didn't dispute that you will listen to it on a 24-hour loop if you lose this episode.
Do I have to agree to that? Because I'd rather not. Not that I even am aware of this. Do I know the song?
All I ever wanted.
See, he's breaking out into song. Right. Well, I mean, what I also predict is that this episode might be interesting because, Cass, you've never watched an episode of Big Brother UK in your life.
Nope.
Are you planning on trying to follow along?
I definitely want to try to follow along, especially because BBUS just ended, so.
But it's very different to BBUS. Very different.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And then, Eloise, you only ever watch the celebrity version sometimes.
Like, one season.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe two. Yeah, do not know much, so yes.
And then, Dizzy, you're like my fiercest competition, given I think you've probably watched more seasons than I have.
No.
No?
No, because you're forgetting that I kind of tailed off on Channel 5.
Well, I wasn't watching that much at the start of Channel 5, so like maybe we sort of balance out then. But are you
seen older Channel 4 when I was like, because you're older.
I swear our first seasons were the same season. I just, my
first season was Josie's season.
Oh, I thought you said your first season was 7.
No, I watched that, remember I watched it, but it was like in 2023.
Oh, I thought you were re-watching it in 20... Oh,
no,
okay.
I've never seen it.
Fine.
I've seen clips.
Yeah.
Because it was, such a well-known season.
Yes. R.I.P. Nikki Graham, icon. Eloise is just very confused. Basically, I started the episode like this so you can see just how much of a difference there is going to be between the left half of the screen's predictions and the right half of the screen's predictions.
I feel like, you know what? I feel like this is guys versus girls because the girls are clueless and the guys know all of the things. And how much more shameful will it be if me or Eloise beat you?
Yeah.
Like,
Like, that would be kind of incredible. I'm not gonna
the
lie.
problem with my Big Brother picks is I'm very I have a very first reaction bias.
That
So
I mean, so do I.
mean,
So
Me too. So
yeah. Well, it will be interesting in that case to see if there's anybody that is like really low on one of ours and really high on one of ours, and we're just like, you liked them? But yes. Right. Okay. So, let us switch to our spreadsheet in a whole. Okay, we are on our spreadsheet in a whole. Definitely wasn't a cut there. Definitely didn't cock anything up. So we are going to predict the 12 original. We don't know if there's going to be more or not. 12 original house guests from 12th to 1st. For the benefits of scoring, they will be ordered by where they finish of the originals, if that makes sense. So if a latecomer wins, one would still be right if they came second. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how many latecomers there are going to be, or even if there are going to be any, but we'll see. You will see the little latecomer question mark at the bottom, but we'll cover that last. We are going to start at the bottom with our 12th pick placements. Okay. We have got 4 very different names. The main thing I'm interested about here is that 2 people, and I'm not, it probably won't take much guessing to know that it is the ladies, have picked people who were not at risk of going first from last night's twist.
Oh my god.
who was it?
Of course we did.
Look. As a bit of a spoiler to the second sheet, we have said we think this might be a fake eviction. So this could still come true. It's not as stupid as it would be if we were certain that these people would not return. So
no, still stupid though.
I mean, looking at it, like knowing what my picks are gonna be, it's not that much of a blunder from me.
Okay, I mean,
still stupid.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, let's start with you then, Eloise. You've said Cameron. Not a Cameron fan then.
So I wanted to be like, oh yes, we got a farmer from Somerset, like
Yeah.
someone I don't know where he'd be from. They just said Somerset, which is a giant county. But then he started talking about, oh yes, I've only been to London 3 times, and 2 of them were farmer protests. I'm like, oh, and yeah, very, very, very posh, very not gonna be very liked. So, and also seems very quiet. So I expect very early exit, but yeah, I was very excited, and then I instantly got, he's one of those. Okay.
Yeah. Cass, you've gone for Tate. How much of that was because you objected to seeing his buttocks?
I actually didn't know that you could see it.
Yeah.
So, nope, did not know that. But mostly it was because he seems like a very bro-y kind of guy, and I'm like, I'm not a fan of that. This was more of a wishful thinking kind of deal where I'm like, again, did not know the information about being able to see his ass, but like, you know,
I
that just strengthens my resolve. So
I mean, I will say he has an excellent bottom. Just, just.
Waiting for that. Just waiting for something like that.
Well, look, you know, I'm
I
not.
saw that, yeah.
I'm not gonna say I paused it, but
You're not saying you didn't.
Dizzy, you and I have both gone for Emily. I'll let you talk about Emily first.
Well, um, um, I'm struggling for words, but like, right. Anyone who goes in and is like so actively honest about being a Tory, it just doesn't go well ever. And even like with this 3 people up, I would. I think that she'd be the one that would go, but I can't remember if it's vote to save or vote to evict. I'm going to be honest, but I'm not.
I don't think it's either, is it?
Is it not?
I
What is
think
it?
I sort of assumed that the bottom 3 was vote to. I think the bottom 3 was vote to save, and then I got the impression they're going to do something else weird in the room.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but
But,
yeah. I mean, I'll
yeah,
yeah.
I think I think it'll just be a mix of she's got. I mean, she'll have people that'll support her outside. There are going to be those people. It's not like she's going to be, but I would expect quite quickly she's going to come. Even if she stays, she'll quite quickly become disliked in the house as well. So even if she does stay, I don't think she'll last long.
I mean, I'll just talk about a Twitter exchange that Dizzy and I found earlier, which somebody put up a picture of her hugging Nigel Farage, and yeah, seemingly on a night out. And so
Okay, wait. For the Americans, who is that?
Nigel Farage is basically the leader of the kind of racist party over here.
Ooh, not a good look.
No.
Trump's mate.
Yes, he is Trump's mate.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I thought you might be familiar with him for that reason, because he does try and insert himself into American politics occasionally.
Yes.
But yes.
You maybe know him if you've seen him.
Yeah.
But
He
Probably have.
he looks like somebody microwaved a toad. But
That might need to be the episode title.
I
think that's your title, see.
Okay.
oh
It looks like somebody microwaved a toad. I'm sorry.
yes.
But the thing is that somebody went that she would therefore get the votes of the Reform Party viewers, and somebody responded to it saying, Reform Party racist here. We don't claim her. She's just a clout chaser. So even the racists don't like her.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I think she might go pretty quickly. Let's move on to 11th place. 11th place.
There we go.
Perfect. I mean, Eloise, you've said Emily. Anything to add?
I was like hearing her vibes. I'm a Tory. Oh, and it's like no, thank you, no, please, no.
When you front your political party, that's never a good sign. Like I don't care what
Yeah.
political party. If one of the first things that you use to describe yourself is your political affiliation.
It
Yeah,
shows there's
That's
not
not
much else there.
accurate. Dizzy, you've gone for Cameron.
You are.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I disliked him when I watched the BT, but I think the problem is that I just think he's one of them that's going to end up not gelling with anyone really in the house, and because of that, because you get the early nominations, and people give these really weak excuses saying, "Oh, I've just not spoken to this person as much," and I think Cameron's going to be the one that gets that a lot.
Fair.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Cass, you've gone for the Scottish Italian Nancy.
Mm.
Any
Gosh.
particular reason?
Not really. She seems like she's got a really big personality, and that is either going to endear her to her housemates or make them want to boot her quickly. So
That makes sense.
it depends. Yeah.
Would you like to apologise to Dizzy for putting the two Scottish contestants as your bottom two?
True, very true.
Scottish
Well,
representative last
if
season
I
was
had,
so good.
to be fair, I didn't realize that they were both Scottish. So,
Great.
so, I mean, if I had done that intentionally, I'd 100% apologize. Given that I didn't look at where they were from on any of them, yeah, not really a consideration. That didn't really go into my decision, but
I said Sam for 11th. So my logic partially was to put the three people who could go from this twist as the bottom three, because the British public very rarely likes admitting they were wrong. So I'm sort of figuring that if they don't go first, they'll probably go soonish. That's my logic.
yeah.
That being said, I did find Sam very annoying. Like I can handle a bit camp and OTT, but Jesus wept, that was a lot. That was a lot. Right, let's move on to 10th. See if we get any new names here. Okay, Eloise and I both going for Caroline. Eloise, I'll let you start with Caroline.
I just kind of went literally off the idea that the oldest member of the house will probably go out early.
That's
That's
very
literally
fair.
my thinking, and I think so. With the three that are nominated,
Yeah,
I think Caroline might be the most likely to go.
I think it's a possibility.
I think if it does depend on the vote to evict or vote to save.
The thing is, Caroline has a bit of notoriety. She was a very, very, very minor naughty celebrity. So I'm just wondering if that will help.
Was she?
She was a gossip columnist for Closer, who used to do like the TV rounds to talk about celebrity news and stuff.
Interesting.
So
Means nothing to me, but interesting.
I mean, I didn't know her, but then I found her on Twitter.
yeah, I knew I recognised her, and then
Okay.
was reminded that she was once shagging Matthew Wright, the guy who used to present the right stuff on Channel 5, which is about the level of celebrity we're dealing with here. But
I mean, it's the civilian season, see.
yeah, like I was more saying, you know, even Matthew Wright is debatable as a celebrity. I think I agree with you, Eloise. I think the older house guests, because there always is at least one, they nearly always go early because all the young ones are like, it's so boring hearing them complain that they want to go to bed. So yeah, I expected to be booted early when I apply for the show in about 5 years' time, as in the hopes of being the token old person. Dizzy, you've gone for Sam.
Yeah, I have similar feelings that I found him very, very annoying. Couldn't stand him in that BT.
Yeah.
As we had a discussion with someone else before we started recording, possibly more annoying and than what Jenkin was when he did his VT.
Yes.
And I can see parallels.
I mean, I think the difference is that I can't see Sam becoming like boring and moody. I think he's just gonna
I think he could be bitchy. I think he
bitchy,
could be one of
yes, but I do think he'll stay looking like he's tweaking like a meth addict for the entire season. Um, Cass, you've got Emily in the highest position of any of us, so I'm assuming you really liked Emily.
I think again, like I literally was like, she's youngish and maybe she could be a surprise. But again, anybody who fronts their political party, like that's the number one thing you should know about me. That's like a massive red flag. I don't tend to be friends with people like that.
Yeah,
Like, that's just not somebody I enjoy watching because she's gonna get into fights with everybody in the house
I
because
agree.
she's not going to try to she's not going to try to understand any other perspectives because if her political party is the most important thing about her, like I don't like people like that. I've got a lot more interesting things about me than my political party, and if that's the most interesting thing about you, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, I will say, in interests of balance, at least for me personally, we've done a fair amount of shitting on the Tories and reform so far in this episode. I would also be just as annoyed by somebody who the first thing they said was that they were a Labour activist. Just
Oh,
like,
Sure.
just
Yeah.
don't be annoying. But anyway, let's move on up into 9th place. We've gone for 4 different people.
Wow. Okay.
I went for Nancy. The reason why is because Nancy reminded me of halfway between. I'm going to need Dizzy's help here. Halfway between Animelia, who I do remember her name from BB, the last Channel 5 season. She was very like a fiery Brazilian woman. But the one I can't remember, I'm blanking on her name suddenly. Scottish woman from the first ITV season.
Olivia,
thank you. I knew I'd know it as soon as you said it. She reminds me of like halfway between Olivia and Animelia. And so if it's the Animelia end, she's going to get booted almost straight away because basically nobody liked Animelia. If it's Olivia, she might be able to last, but I wasn't confident, so it's 9th for me. Cass, you have gone for Elsa. I mean, as our Christian correspondent, did you also become a Christian because you can see dead people?
yes, obviously. Obviously, like yes. But I generally see like their bodies after their souls have left them at funerals where normal people see them. So I don't know how much I actually relate to her.
Okay.
But I just
not sure
again
how many
another
people
really
would.
strong personality that like people. I mean, then again, like people might keep her around because she's nuts, and that's also possible. So you never know.
Dizzy, you went for I think it's Taya. I'm trying to remember how to pronounce it. I think it's Taya, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was. I don't think it was Tage. I think it's Taya.
Yeah. Okay. So you went for Taya. Why have you got Taya in 9th?
I think I just didn't think much. Like when you look when you reflect after you've watched it and think of all the BTs, hers was the one that probably had the least impact on me.
Got it.
I kind of, she didn't, yeah, I wasn't that interested.
That's perfectly suitable reason. And then, Eloise, you went for Ghani.
Yes. I don't know. It just feels like another, as it was mentioned earlier, with Cameron. It feels like a won't get on with as many people, so it'd be a very easy
Mhm.
oh, I don't talk to this person, nominate, and I don't see many people saving Ghani. Interesting character, just I think won't go that far.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Right, on to 8th position. Let's see what we got. Okay. Cass and I on the same page with this one. These are the final appearances of Cameron, so none of us thinking he'll get above 8th. So my personal logic, kind of similar to I can't remember if it was Dizzy's or Eloise's, about basically that people might not talk to him much, and therefore he's an easy. It was you, Dizzy. Okay, so he might be an easy nomination. My slight caveat on that is, I think with so many big personalities, there's bound to be at least one or two who are really, really irritating, and I think we might need to get the rid of the really, really annoying ones. Then we'll get rid of the boring ones. Then we'll get rid of the less annoying ones. That's how I'm sort of envisaging it going. But yes, he practically put me to sleep. I was
Someone
looking.
watching at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I was looking for a personality, and my search came up dry. Cass, you've also put Cameron in 8th. What was your thinking?
I mean, kind of the same thing as that just didn't, there didn't seem to be a lot to him. So I was like, he just felt like an easy, like middle person towards the back. So
I mean, if I were being really very bitchy, I would say there's definitely is a lot to him, but possibly not in the way that you were suggesting. I'm sorry, that's pot kettle black. I shouldn't, but it just I realised I was starting to giggle, and I needed to explain why I was giggling, even if it makes me look like a bitch. Um, uh, Eloise, you've gone for Elsa in 8th, so you're not a big fan of dead people either.
Certainly one way of putting it, but no. So watching that, watching her, it's just like it's the energy was off. She just really threw me off. I don't understand. Very confusing person. Um, yeah, I think she'll stay a little bit. Maybe some people would like her, but I not a fan.
Okay.
I in order for me to help remember who these people are, I very much wrote like a couple words down to so I could know, and I literally just for her, I literally just wrote she sees dead people. So
Yes.
yeah, it's the only way to sum her up.
Yeah. It's like a really, really shit remake of The Sixth Sense. Um, I see dead people and then go on reality TV. Couldn't get Bruce Willis on board for this one. Dizzy, you've gone for Caroline. Anything that hasn't already been said?
No, I don't think so. It's a lot of it is just a case of I'm thinking, oh, she's the oldest, so eventually she's going to kind of get pushed out by the house. Maybe not right away, but
I like the way that you paused before saying house, as if she's going to get pushed out, you know, by the local farming community. Sorry, you might be able to tell viewers I'm just on one today. I can't. I don't know why.
It's the sleep deprivation, Z. Okay,
Yeah,
let me
I think yeah. I think
you're slap happy.
it's the sleep deprivation plus a couple of extra painkillers, and I've just completely lost the plot.
Oh no.
um,
This explains a lot. Because I mean, we're all used to bitchy Z, but like this is a different level. And this just lines that right up. So makes so much more sense.
yeah. Let's move on to seventh place. Uh, we've got a trio of Marcuses and a Jenny from Eloise. So let's start with Jenny. Eloise. Jenny in seventh. Why?
So Jenny was in brackets Irish. Okay.
Very Irish.
I think excluding like my bottom two, she's this other one like with Elsa and Jenny. I was like, I don't like. I don't. It just she's gonna be drama, I think,
Okay.
and I think middling is. I mean, could easily go far. It's just that's why I didn't put her lows because people will like her, but yeah, a lot of stirring up drama and stuff because she seems very loud.
Okay. Fair. I mean, Cass, I'll start with you on Marcus because I'm always interested by your impressions first because they don't necessarily have a basis in BBUK. You're just judging people.
I mean, to be honest, he seems like stereotypical attractive straight man.
Okay.
Like maybe more interesting than some of the people there, but like not all that interesting. Other than like, it seems like his looks are the most exciting thing about his personality, from what I could see. So,
Fair.
What did he look like again?
I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, not even that great. So, Dizzy,
Oh yeah.
what are your thoughts on Marcus?
I didn't. I think we've seen housemates like him before, where there isn't a massive amount of personality, but in the house they're going to end up being generally liked. So it's going to take a while for them to leave. Um,
Yes.
so I think that's my opinion.
Yes. So for me, Marcus is like the very definition of the word mid. So I put him in the middle. Also, I'm shocked that his name isn't Tom because the last two seasons, the token bland straight man has been called Tom. So I might refer to him as Tom Arcus. Um, we'll see. Right, let's move on to sixth. Okay, interesting. I mean, let's start with the two Elsas. I said Elsa just because I I want to say very, very clearly a different sort of personality. But my logic was, when I made this, though I will turn to Dizzy, who I'm going to encourage him to say something we found out after I made my predictions. For me, I kind of viewed her as a very different version, but like maybe fulfilling the Lily archetype of kind of annoying within the house, but sort of quotable and therefore might go a fair way until she starts annoying people. I realise very, very different to Lily. Lily, obviously, more likely to break out into a tuneless rendition of Bad Romance, but I can't see else doing that. But Dizzy, our friend gave you some information on Elsa. So did that inform your decision at all?
No, I'd already done it, and I just decided not to change it. But I kind of, because I feel conflicted, because I mean, my initial thought was I think she'll do reasonable, but I'm not sure how liked she'll be outside. That was my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But then he informed me he knew her from
Yes.
TikTok.
This
I
shout out to friend of the
Shout
channel,
out.
McKinn's.
Yes. I'll just say what he said. So basically, her long-term boyfriend was called Ed Matthews. He was basically a massive chab with a huge following, famous for his misogyny. And she stayed with him basically for the fame and rode off him for a load of TikTok followers. And she's got she's got a lot of TikTok followers or a lot of Instagram followers or both, to be honest. But
Yes.
so she'll have her being known. I don't know.
It could
It's a
help.
hard one to call. It could help her, but at the same time, it's slightly, well, it's more than slightly. It's a bit controversial.
Yes. I mean,
there's enough young people in that house; they'll probably know the controversy.
It will be interesting to find out if any of them recognize her because of TikTok. I don't know her TikTok numbers, but I did see a tweet that Dizzy also saw that was ranking the this year's house guests by how many Instagram followers they have, and Elsa has, I think, about 125,000, compared to about 45,000 for the second highest. So, like, she definitely has more notoriety. Whether it will work for her or not, who knows? Cass, you've gone for Taya in 6th place.
Yeah, she seems young enough that people are going to underestimate her, so that's why I think she'll go as far as she will.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that she'll have the strategic prowess to take her into like the real top half of the game.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot less strategy in BBUK. It is a lot more of a popularity contract test. That said, there is some strategy, and it can be useful. But we'll see if Taya ever gets near any power or strategy. We don't know if the head of house, which was a twist for last season, as compared to the North American versions where it's there constantly. It was a twist for last season. Some people loved it, some people hated it. We'll see if it returns. Eloise, you've put Tate in 6th.
Yes. Yes, Tate. Yes, okay, yeah. Tate was the buff, but butler. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know the thinking of this because it's just kind of he's just bland attractive that people will like. So I suppose not go far, but yeah.
Oh, hi, Cat. I think that was
But yes.
Maisie that just walked across the screen.
But yes, I don't really. I just put him here.
Okay, so that's your just general don't have an impression placement. Okay.
He's I saw his bum.
It is an excellent bum.
I saw his bum. I didn't expect that, so I don't know what to think.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get votes from me if he keeps getting his bum out. Next, 5th place. Who have we put in 5th? We've got a pair of Tayas. Eloise, I'll let you go first on Taya for 5th.
Yeah. So instinctively, I wanted to put Taya higher because Bristolian, and yeah, every time I hear such a strong Bristolian accent, I get so happy because yeah, that is just feels like home, but also, well, technically not, but I love Bristolian accents.
Yeah.
So I just think, yeah, because she's the youngest, she might struggle, but she seems likable. She seems fine. So I think 5th is pretty fair.
Yeah.
it's hard to tell, to be honest, with her.
Yeah, I will say my end. For me, top 5 is the people I actually liked on first impression. This like I've got rid of all the ones that I think could be controversial or annoying. I'm just in the realms of people I liked that gave me a good first impression. That said, in a similar way to how the older person often gets voted out early, towards the end, the youngest people often start annoying people because they're more likely to be messy and, you know, not help out with the housework and stuff like that. So I see her probably like maybe getting to around the final ish. Dizzy, you've gone for Nancy in 5th.
I don't know. I thought when I watched it that she might be quite popular in the house, but I'm seeing that not everyone's agreeing with that opinion. But I don't know. I think if I'm right and she ends up being popular in the house, I think she'd be pretty. If she was to make the final, I think she would probably struggle in the final compared to others. But that's kind of where I thought about it.
Okay. Has somebody got an alarm going off? I just heard a weird
Beep,
background
beep, beep,
noise.
beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, did you hear it as well?
That was Chloe cleaning her neck.
Or was it a little,
Oh, was it the little bell?
It was a little bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, fine. I mean, even when we can't see Dizzy's cats, they're still making themselves known. Love it. Cass, you went for Zayla in 5th place.
Yeah, I think Zayla is going to be a pretty big threat. And so I feel like this is kind of the point in the competition where, the people that are more likable tend to start getting voted out. And um, I have a feeling that Zayla is going to be viewed as a pretty huge threat. And so I don't anticipate him staying for too long past this, which is a bummer, but like, yeah.
What I enjoy is that, again, BBUK working so completely differently, and Cass doesn't really know this, but also I kind of think that makes sense for what she just said. Even with how BBUK works, I kind of go,
Yeah.
I can see that. It's not how Cass is meaning it, but it makes sense. And Eloise was nodding away as well, so I'm like...
Well, it can't happen. Even if, like, you would think that 5th is the final, but, it would make sense that people would think, whoever they think is a threat or popular outside, try and see if they can shun them out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've definitely seen it happen. If somebody gets like a sole vote to evict or something.
It 100% happened with Lily last year.
Yes, absolutely. Right. Let's move on to 4th place now. Interesting. Got 2 pairs here. We've got a pair of Gannies and a pair of Sams. Let's start with the Gannies. Dizzy, your feelings on Ganny?
I quite liked him. He seemed quite nice, but I think that he's one that in my eyes should relatively easily get to the final. I struggle to see who is going to have problems with him to cause them to nominate him.
Mm-hmm.
And I also don't view a lot of people either viewing him as a threat either, because I don't think he's got a big enough personality. But I think when it gets to the final, I think there's going to be bigger personalities that will get more votes.
That's a possibility. For me, Ganny is like the brand of camp that I can get on board with. Like he is undoubtedly a bit camp, but not Sam levels of oh my god, please shut up. So I can see him going far. The only caveat I will say, he is the second oldest in the house.
Yeah.
He is 39, which is not that old, but I'm hope if he seemed a bit to have a bit of Peter Pan syndrome. Like he seemed a very young 39. If he keeps that up, I think he'll be fine. But if he does turn into more of the leave me alone, it's past my bedtime type, I do think he could lose out with that. It could go either way.
I think the other thing that we've not mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not convinced that, for example, Caroline is going to fit this bill, who ends up being the house cook, because that obviously plays a big role in someone staying.
I mean, I can't help but feel that they won't want it to be Ganny, given he said that
I'm not saying it'll be him, but I was just thinking. I was kind of thinking about, and I was thinking, who is it going to be?
Yes, Ganny said.
I'm not convinced it'll be Caroline either.
Yeah, Ganny said that he'd made a tuna and pineapple pizza.
Yes,
which
it's no.
like,
yeah.
I like tuna. I like pineapple. I don't want the two of them together. Thank you very much. Let's move on to our pair of Sams. Cass, you clearly liked Sam more than I did.
Yeah. With Sam has the kind of personality that I could see people getting behind just to be obstinate. Like, so I don't know, like, I think he's got a big enough personality that people in the house may not see him as a threat. And he might, even though he's obnoxious, he might resonate with people outside the house. So I could see him making it pretty decently far. I don't think he's going to win, but I could see him making it decently far just based on sometimes people like the big personality and it defies logic, but I could see him being the person that defies logic.
It'll be interesting to see if he wins me around a la David Potts in the Celebrity season, who I think I had a very similar first impression of.
No, he's so much worse than David Potts was.
On first impression, I'm not necessarily convinced, but I can't remember exactly. I might be misremembering. Eloise, you've also gone for Sam in fourth.
Yeah, I think you two were very grumpy. Sam's. I enjoyed Sam. I also wrote down for Sam as openly fabulous, which is what Sam said. So that's how I remembered Sam. Yeah, likable is how I'd say. So yeah, it could be annoying. Could definitely be seen as annoying, but definitely I think more people will find Sam likable.
Okay.
Is my thinking. Not gonna win, but go far enough.
Fair. Right. Let's move on to third place. We have a Jenny, a Ganny, a Tate, and a Marcus. I mean, I'll start with Jenny. I think she could go either way. I liked her on first impression. Again, she's the sort of brand of big personality that I can handle. Like it didn't seem to be contrived to me. Like she just seemed to be pretty out there, but like not trying to be out there. And I liked her. Equally, I couldn't commit to putting her in one of the top two spots just because I don't know that everybody will like her. And I had to hedge my bets a little bit because I can see her annoying a few people and maybe getting voted out. So we'll see. Eloise, you have gone for Marcus in third, which is considerably higher than any of the rest of us. What's your thinking?
I don't know. It's more of a. I just think he's so straight and boring that he'll be likable in the house and then get to the final or something.
Okay.
He's also what did I write down as his note? Mechanic man. Yes, he's a mechanic, but people are surprised that he's a mechanic because he doesn't look like a mechanic. Oh,
What does a mechanic look like? Like, they're surprised because
middle-aged bloke. I don't know.
it's
That's probably stereotypical.
yeah. Was he not wearing his overalls at the time? Would he look like a mechanic if he was wearing overalls? It was
Yeah.
very odd.
I don't know, but yes, I noticed that a few of my picks were very different to everyone else. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but
Well, I mean,
yeah.
we'll see. Dizzy, are you okay? We're
Carrying
safe.
off a cat.
Yes, are we safe to talk to you about why you put Tate in third?
I think, well,
Did you like his bottom too? It's okay.
Are we going to talk about his ass again?
no, I don't know. I think he might be quite not as controversial. It'd be hard to be as controversial, but I feel like he might within the house fill a kind of Marcello role. Only Zeal understands.
Oh God! Don't
don't
say
mean-
that.
I don't mean that like he'll be as bad, but I think within I think there'll be if there's like a core group within the house, he would be part of it.
Oh, I'm really dreading the thought of Tate being a misogynist Donald Trump fan now,
Oh God.
because that's what Marcello was.
That's gonna ruin his ass. Quite
Yeah,
literally. Your ability to enjoy it, that will ruin it.
yeah,
So
I agree.
I don't wish that on you.
Thanks. Cass, you've gone for Gani.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. He seems like somebody that people will get along with pretty well. Not particularly controversial. Decent amount of life experience. Yeah, I could see him being pretty well liked in and out of the house.
Very fair. Right, let's move on to our runner-ups. Again, we've got four different names. I've gone Zella. Here's my logic. I really liked Zella. It doesn't hurt that Zella is very attractive. What makes me think that Zella might not win is, and this is a sad reflection of the British public, I'm not convinced that in the current climate the British public would vote for a trans winner. That being said, I think it's more likely that they would vote for a trans man than they would for a trans woman. So, and I get the impression that he will just be lovely. I think he seems to have some sensitivity, seems to have a bit of a sense of humour. I don't think he'll be the biggest personality. I think he could just be the kind of rounded, likeable that people will root for. But obviously will probably also attract a lot of hate on Twitter, and especially amongst the Facebook mums. Yeah, Dizzy and I right on cue. Well, let me go to you, Dizzy. You've gone for Jenny to finish second.
Yeah, I liked her. She's obviously quite a big personality. I think we're bound to see her at least once have some sort of big blowout with someone. She does feel like that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
She reminded me a little bit. Obviously, like she was Irish, like the Irish kind of is the caveat, but she reminded me a little bit. My opinions on her reminds me a lot of Martha from last year.
Okay.
And obviously it didn't go quite to plan for Martha last year.
Well, yeah, because Martha turned into a bitch.
Yeah. So that's where I struggled a bit. She's one of those where she's such a big personality, it's hard to place her.
But
But I think she'll have a lot of popularity outside of what I've seen in Twitter. She already.
okay, that makes sense. Eloise, you've gone for Nancy. I feel like Nancy, between the four of us, has got like the most spread. None of us have her even remotely in the same position, really. Why do you have Nancy coming second?
Yeah, I was very much like just sitting through everyone saying Nancy. I'm like, oh wow, I definitely have a very high compared to everyone else. I just liked her. She seemed interesting and seemed quite likable. So as long as she gets along with everyone and isn't a problematic character, she'll do well. Just I think that's what Dizzy sort of said. But then if she got to the final, she wouldn't get as many votes. But I maybe is my thinking she might.
Okay.
I do think if I mean it's going to be obvious, but if it was between her and a certain someone, it would be very one-sided. But yeah.
Yes. Cass, you've gone for Caroline coming second. I will be shocked if you get anywhere
Anywhere near.
near on this one, but talk me through your logic.
My logic was just that she's lived a really interesting life, and
That's true.
her age, her age may not. I could see her age working in her favor because I think in a house where you have a lot of young people, they do tend to gravitate towards somebody who's a little bit more grounded and who's seen a little bit more in life. So I could see that happening with her, but I could also very easily see it going the completely opposite direction and her just not relating to anybody else. So like I feel like I could see it going either direction. I don't think she'll win, but I think that I could see her making it decently far, not in like because she's different from the others.
Fair. Right then. Our winner picks now. Let's see what we've got. We've got a Tate, we've got a Jenny, we've got two Zellas. Right, I just want to get it straight off the bat. I have not gone for Tate just because he has a nice ass.
No.
That is not the
No.
reason I have put him first. I just, for me, I didn't get. I got the vibe of someone who, rather than being broy, I think he'll be broy enough to get on with the straight guys, but I also got kind of that there was a fun and a friendliness that I think will endear him to the rest of the house too. And I'm really. That being said, last season Tom was my winner pick, and that didn't go so well. So I could be proven completely wrong because I do have a tendency to think too highly of straight men who turn out to be problematic. So we'll see how that goes. Dizzy, you are the first of the two Zella picks.
Yeah, maybe part of it is a little bit of wishful thinking, but like I obviously liked him in the VT. I thought he seemed very, very nice,
Mm-hmm.
and I could see him getting along with everyone, and I really don't see him having a problem with anyone. He just doesn't seem like that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
And there is part like he seems like the kind of person where he's so nice that he's the perfect trans representative in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and it's wishful thinking. Maybe he can win it.
Okay. I
It's a
mean,
risky pick, but
look, providing he is like he appeared in his VT, I will be thrilled if you're right. I'm like, I would almost rather you got the points for being right on that one than mine, if that happens. I just don't know that I see it. Eloise, anything to add on Zayla?
Not really. It was very much wishful thinking, bias, kind of hoping that Zero would win because he came across really cool, and it's good representation.
Mm-hmm.
But
Also, he doesn't look trans either. Like he is very, very attractive.
Yeah, I
what's that meant to mean?
Well, no, like he's not somebody that people may not realize that he
Yeah,
is. If
yeah,
that makes
well,
any
yeah.
It's not
sense.
I get what you
blatantly
mean.
obvious.
He's
think.
got he looks a bit like he's incredibly masculine.
yes, I was shocked when he said he was trans, but equally, good job of just about removing your foot from your mouth there, Cass.
Almost. Almost.
Yeah.
Well, now you have removed
But
that.
see,
Yeah.
the one thing I will say, why have you not put him as top? His nickname is literally Z.
Yeah, because Z's are terrible
Wow.
people. No. Cass, you've gone for Jenny as your winner. Talk to me about that.
Mostly just because she seems really likable. She does seem like she's got a big personality, but I think it might be the kind of personality that'll resonate really well with people. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, like I would love to be wrong about that. Like I agree. I think the wishful thinking aspect with Zila is very, very strong. And so we'll see. But I like her. Like I think she's got a really good shot at endearing herself to people. So we'll see.
Perfect. Right, the last thing on this sheet is the latecomer. We're predicting, will there be a latecomer? And if so, what will be the highest position that a latecomer will finish? So let's see what we've all said. Oh, everybody's saying yes, and all of our numbers very, very similar. I mean, I'll talk and then throw it open to see if there's any thoughts that I don't mention here. For me, considering there were 16 housemates last season, this season there's only 12, but the series is going to last a week longer. So either they're just going to have a very structured one person going a week, or they're going to have to add some fresh blood in at some point. They haven't had a latecomer in the first 2 ITV seasons, which is, I think, unusual to have 2 seasons in a row where there's not some sort of imposter coming in later. And then I think latecomers don't generally win. The best one of them tends to make the final, but not place particularly high, which I would say is why we've got 4th, 5th, 6th vibes. Is there anything anybody wants to say that wasn't summed up by what I just said?
I have one thing to add. I chose not to send it to you, Z, because we were about to record, but I did see a tweet that apparently the Sun leaked that there's going to be more housemates entering tonight.
Tonight? Oh, interesting. Okay.
Why?
Fine.
Why?
I mean,
Exactly. So we'll see if it's true, but it seems like, of what I've seen, it looks like it's happening.
so basically what you're telling me is we should have saved this episode to be filmed tomorrow. But it's fine. Right, let's throw over to the miscellaneous screen now. So first of all, we have got Evil Eye Return. This means because somebody is supposed to be leaving the house automatically with the evil eye twist from yesterday's episode, will that person permanently leave the house, or will they return? I have specifically stated return as a player. Doesn't count if they just make a guest appearance. They have to return and be competing for the £100,000 prize. So that's so let's see what we've all said. Interesting. We've got yes, no, yes, no. I'm I've said yes because the only other time I really remember them doing something like this was the Time season, and it was Showbiz Simon who got kicked out and then came back in. I wish he hadn't. He was an awful person. I mean, still is an awful person. But
Loved him, Z.
that's my rationale. Did you say you loved him, Dizzy?
No, I said you loved him, Z.
No. I think he was more your sort of person. Do you
No.
have any logic to add on that? Yes, Dizzy?
No, I just think part of me just thinks it's incredibly cruel to kick someone out after a day. Although I do think that it can sometimes depend on who leaves.
Yes.
But I kind of sat and I looked at all three of them and I thought, I can see a world where they still put all three back in. I think you can make a case for all three. So
yes,
yeah.
I agree. I think they were very clever that they framed it as they might be leaving the house, which I think we were supposed to be taken as one of the, the three people might be, and one of them will. But I took as there's going to be some sort of metric that they could fuck around with things and it could get interesting.
It could be a secret house.
It could be a secret house.
There could be, say, a few new housemates join in tonight and they join whoever leaves in a secret house and they get to watch the first week. That's the kind of thing to do.
Yeah, very, very possible. Cass and Eloise, you've both gone no. Now, the first thing I want to establish is that no, they won't come back because they'll be evicted, or no, they won't come back because they're not going to be evicted at all in the first place. Which vibe are we going with here, Cass?
I mean, for me, the first one, but it was really purely a shot in the dark. I have no idea. So I could very, very easily be wrong.
Fair enough. Eloise, what was your logic?
I reckon no one gets kicked out.
You reckon no one gets kicked out? Okay. I've also
So that second house does sound like a thing that would possibly happen,
very fair.
especially with the rumored latecomers. So
yes. Right, next up is rule breaks. This one is just we're just looking for a number. How many times will the rules be broken? So talking about nominations or sleeping too much or just generally ignoring Big Brother's instructions tends to happen quite a lot. Will it happen a lot this season? What have we got? Okay, I mean, these ones are just numbers. I won't comment on them too much. Cass has gone low with 5, but I know for Cass it was probably just a crapshoot of pick a number and hope for the best. Eloise has gone 7. I think
same.
Fair. Okay. I've gone 9.
Exact same.
Yeah, I've gone 9. I think that seems about right. Dizzy, you've gone for 12. I don't know how many there were last season, but 12 seems very high. Are you confident in 12?
No, I just kind of went for it. I just thought, you know what? I think this is going to be a house where they don't learn.
Yeah.
I keep talking about nominations.
Because
it seems to get worse with every season, if anything.
Yeah, it does. Right, next up we have punishments. So this is specifically, you get points for every time the punishment you name appears, and you can put a name next to it to double or half your points if at some point the person you name commits a rule breach. So let's see if anyone's risked it. Interesting. Okay. I am the only person to give a name. I'm going with Jenny because Jenny literally said in her VT that she doesn't like doing as she's told and she's likely to do the opposite of what she's told if told not to do something. And I've gone basic rations, I think basic rations tends to be like the one that they use when they get bored of using the silly ones because they're not learning. So I'm going to hope that there are enough rule breaks that they break out the basic rations and not just the silly ones. Dizzy, I assume you're agreeing.
Yeah, they like to throw out the basic rations quite a lot, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll happen once.
Fair. Cass, you've gone for no hot water, which, considering you've never seen the show, it is a punishment they use. I think that was a wise
Google.
choice. Ah, okay, you googled that one. Okay, perfect. And Eloise, you've gone for the wheelie bin of shame. I can't remember if that's one they use more with the celebrities specifically. It is.
I've only seen it with celebrities. I don't. It's because it happened both seasons. I watched celebrities.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if it's a celebrity or anything, though. I can see them using it because it is good.
Yeah.
Good television. So
I-
I'm just hoping to use it at least once.
I will say, I will be kind and allow you any kind of refuse container because I do think the last civilian season might have had a skip at one point. So if
Interesting.
the skip reappears, I'll
If-
allow that as
If
They
they're
might
put
go
into
down the rubbish
something
route.
yes.
and have to read something out, then it's
Well, just if they put them in something that is usually used for rubbish, I will
okay.
give you some
that's kind.
points. Right, next, most nominated. So this is you get points for every time your person gets. I can't remember if I said for every 2 or every 3 nominations, but basically every few nominations. So you're looking for somebody who will get nominated a lot, but last long enough to keep getting nominated, basically. So let's see who we've gone for. Okay, we've got a pair of Camerons from Dizzy and I. Dizzy and I keep being on the same wavelength, I think. We've got a Sam and a Jenny. I mean, my thing with Cameron is we don't know if it's going to be vote to save or vote to evict. If it's vote to evict, I can't see him getting that many votes to evict because he's just But I do think he'll get quite a few nominations just because he's not that interesting and probably won't get that involved. Dizzy, anything to add?
No, I think that the first round of nominations gonna get quite.
Perfect. Cass, you've gone for Sam.
Yeah, mostly because Sam seems like the kind that will put himself front and center. And so when you're thinking of somebody to put up, um, I think Sam, because he's got a huge personality, will come to the forefront of people's minds. So
Perfect. And then Eloise, you've gone for Jenny.
Yeah, kind of just like going off of what I said earlier about Jenny is I feel like she may rub a few people the wrong way. So that was my thinking.
Fair enough. Right, next you've got Face to Face. Will there be a Face to Face nomination this season? This is just a yes or no question. Cass has said no. Any particular logic, Cass, or just guessing answers?
Chandler.
Okay, fine. We're good with total luck. We enjoy having somebody on an episode occasionally who has no idea what's going on. Especially if they end up winning. Which could happen. The rest of us all gone yes. I mean, I think it's a fairly common BB trope to bring in some face-to-face nominations at some point. But do either of you have any particular logic or insight? Have you seen a tweet confirming it will happen from the Sun, Dizzy?
No, I just think that they like to throw it in
Okay.
at least once.
Fair. Next we have Diary Room King or Queen. You get points for every 2 or 3, again, can't remember how many I said, confessionals that somebody does in the diary room. So you're probably looking for somebody who's going to become like the narrator of the season. Let's see who we've got. I went for Gani. I think he'll make it far. I think he's like camp and jolly enough that he'll probably spend quite a bit of time in the diary room. I feel like some other people will probably only be there like if they're dragged there. Whereas Gani, I can just see waking up in the morning and being one of the ones who's like, "Good morning, big brother," and talking to them about their hopes for the day and stuff like that. Cassie, you've gone for Nancy.
Yeah, mostly because she seems like she's somebody who's potentially very talkative and might have a decent read on what's happening in the house. But a lot depends on if my prediction about how far she makes it is right. So we'll see.
Okay. Dizzy, you've gone for Jenny.
I think it's a similar reason for you with Garni. I think she's the kind of person that could very easily just decide she's going to go into the diary room, just ramble all of her thoughts,
Mhm.
and then go again. I think she's one of those.
Yeah, fair enough. And Eloise, you've gone for Zilla.
Yeah, I've got him going fast, so it's just basically a. I reckon he will be very prominent and likable, so they'll use a lot of sound bites.
Fair enough. Next, we've got Blast from the Past. This can just be a yes/no question, which is, will somebody from a previous season come into the house at some point as a guest to host a competition, just to do something? Will somebody appear? You can put a name down if you want to, but it might jeopardize your points. But there are big points available if you do risk it. Let's see if anybody has. Nobody has. 3 yeses. Cass, I'm sure, was just picking a side.
Mostly, I just think, yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough. I will say, I came close to putting a name down. I thought that they might let Ali in for some kind of like psychology task. Like maybe she has to try and get people to admit things on like a psychologist's couch, was kind of the vision I had in my head. So I nearly put Ali down, but I chose against it. Dizzy, did you have any names in mind that you nearly put down?
Well, I was kind of going through who was on it last year, and I obviously Ali was one of them. I did think possibly Lily as well. Like they could have a. I mean, we spoke about it in the celebrities. Like there could be an award of a takeaway, and Lily delivers it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a possibility.
Yes.
I did think who else from that season might they, because they were controversial. I thought maybe a Martha
Yeah.
could come in for some reason, or
Baked potato.
a baked potato. Yeah,
Yes.
someone like that maybe. But I wasn't confident enough to put anyone.
Cass's confused smile at the discovery that a person called Baked Potato was in the last season. She had to change her name officially to Baked Potato as part of the task. If she wanted to win the task, she had to be known as Baked Potato for the rest of the season. Yes. Eloise, you said no. Any particular reason?
To be different.
Fine. Love
There we
that. Perfect. Next, we've got quits or rejections. So this is anybody who decides they're going to walk out of the house, or anybody who gets removed from the house for like serious rule violations, usually violence, intimidation, stuff like that. What have we said? 3 no's. I feel like no is the safer bet. And then Eloise, C above for you? Just trying to be different?
I expected more people to say yes, so I was going with the crowd in my head, but to be different, apparently.
Okay, perfect.
Like you, as soon as it was revealed, you could probably see the shock on my face. You go back because I was like, "What? No one else said yes."
No, I just don't.
No,
We
oh
we
no.
we haven't had a quit or an ejection in the first two.
Yeah, and
So-
ITB have been quite lax as well, I would argue. So
yes, they don't like removing people, especially given that there was some homophobic abuse in the last season that didn't get. I think it maybe got a warning, and that was as far as it went. So, like,
I think if my bonus prediction's what it is, which you'll see, I might need to say yes. So there's
okay,
also that. I wasn't thinking that. It just,
interesting.
but yes.
Okay, right. No crowd we've got now. This is how many people will leave the house without getting to come out to a crowd. So usually these are evictions done through the back door, which means a different thing to the North American backdoor eviction. But it's still a term that just means a different thing. But usually it's backdoor evictions. Occasionally somebody can come through the front door and just not get a crowd for some
Can
reason.
we please not? We just the terminology. We need to just stop repeating backdoor and front door because my mind is just not in a healthy place.
I mean, that absolute filth from you, Cassie. Then again,
My mind was there and it wouldn't come back.
yeah. Tate was showing us his back door, to be fair.
Yeah, that was the joke that I was very much toying if I was gonna make reference to Tate's back door.
Yeah. Anyway, this is just a numerical value. How many times will it happen? Try and get this back together. I've said.
Stop giggling, I'm trying. Stop. I just keep making eye contact with
Oh, it was the only thing this episode had wasn't a fit of the giggles.
Wasn't me just like losing it for 5 minutes?
Anyway, yeah. I've gone for the high answer with 3 because it felt like there were quite a few last season.
here.
So, stop it, both of you, at once.
No, I just like. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's smearing all over the place. I'm getting on my content like I'm literally having vision problems because of the tears.
I said 3. Cousin Dizzy said 2. And Eloise said there'd only be 1. And there is.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Let's do the bonuses now. They're always chaotic. Let's find out what everybody has gone for this time. Cass is once again in her car because we've overrun her regular podcasting spot. Okay, right. Let's start with Cass's, just because we can make sure that we get hers done in case her signal gets spotty out in Vegas. You have said that Marcus will be part of a showmance. Do you have anyone like specific in mind for the showmance, or just like what are we counting as a showmance? Just ends up having a smooch, or specifically could be reasonably believed to be in a house relationship? How are we defining it?
I think either one. I don't know who it would be with. But I think there is a pretty decent chance he seems like the kind of guy who might.
Okay.
So I think he's got a decent shot at that being the case for him.
Okay. I mean, I think you said either or, so even I can see just a smooch happening, because something like that could even be game of spin the bottle, something like that. If they get a bit.
No, it would need to be something like with a little bit more feelings involved. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so
Like,
it has to be a conscious effort for two people, not just part of a
yeah,
game or something. Okay, fine.
yes.
Right. What do I think? I think if anybody will, it will be Marcus or Tate. I
Yeah.
think those are the two most likely. We've not
Yes.
really had that much showmancery in the seasons we've had. We've obviously had Genry. That's the only one that I think we've had.
You're forgetting Nathan and baked potatoes.
Oh, of course. Yes. I mean, I try and forget Nathan as much as humanly possible. Because, you know, Scottish Lord Farquaad doesn't need much memory.
Wait, I need to.
Just look up, Nathan, Nathan Big Brother. You're looking for a tall what? Oh, you've just found him. Yeah. Yes.
Pork sales.
Yes, he was a pork salesman. Yeah, a pork salesman. That was yes. He was also a Nigel Farage fan. He was last season's Tory. So
he did quite well. So
yes, I've no idea how, but I think mainly because most of last season's cast was problematic. Let's be honest. We got the best outcome humanly possible with Ali winning. Anyway.
No, Queen Lily all the way.
No, I liked Ali more than Lily, but Lily also would have been iconic. Anyway, I think if anybody's going to get into a showmance, Marcus has got a reasonable chance. That being said, predicting a particular showmance is pretty difficult, because, like, I don't think we would have predicted Genry in their season at the very start, and I don't think we would have predicted Nathan and Baked Potato last season. So I'm kind of like, I think this is possible. I don't think we can go as far as probable. I'm kind of on about a 7-7 for a high, and like a conservative, like say a 3-3. How do you feel about that, Dizzy?
Yeah, I think so.
Eloise, any thoughts?
No, head empty.
Okay, fine. In which case, we'll oh, for God's. In which case, we will say, Cass, 7-7 high, 3-3 low. What would you like?
I want the 7-7. I think that I really do see Marcus ending up in some kind of a showmance, and whether it's a likable one or not will be debatable. But like,
Okay,
as far as it happening, I think he's got a good shot at it. I think it might be a strategy he uses too.
fair enough. Right, let's do Eloise's. Eloise says someone will be forcibly evicted due to a fight. Do you have like a combination of people in mind, or you just feel like it's a fighty cast, or you're just throwing something and hoping it sticks?
I am notoriously awful at bonus predictions, so this is just a sure. That sounds like it's something that might happen, but then you said that they very much are very lenient nowadays. So yeah, no clue. Probably
I
won't
do think
happen.
that a physical fight maybe would be ITV.
Yeah. I mean, are we saying a physical fight, or are we talking
So-
like an aggressive verbal fight?
A fight can be physical or verbal. It doesn't have to be physical.
Okay, I think verbal is an
Verbal
interesting one.
is less likely.
Verbal
If
is
someone's physical, then they will be evicted.
the weird thing is verbal is more likely to take place, but less likely to result in
Yeah.
an eviction. A physical one, I think, is less
Yeah.
likely to take place, but more likely to end in an eviction.
Yeah.
So, if you kind of smush those two together, I think I'm almost inclined to give exactly the same points as Cass's. I think it's not impossible. I think less likely than likely, but not by like a mega amount. We have seen people get ejected for fights, so yeah. I mean, if I offered the same, Dizzy, would you have any objection to that?
No, I don't think so. I was trying to debate in my head whether I think it's a tiny bit less likely.
A tiny bit less likely. I
Yeah.
mean, look, we could say an 8-8 and then keep the low at a 3-3, bearing in mind that Eloise is pretty much always going to take the low option anyway because it's Eloise. Dizzy, your mic cut out just then. What did you say?
I just said, okay, that's fine.
Okay, Cass, are you in agreement with us? I feel I should consult you even if you don't really know.
I appreciate the thought.
Okay. Okay, Eloise, 8-8 or 3-3?
I think I'm gonna take the high option there. 3-3.
I was about
Low
to-
option.
Yeah,
Safe.
I was like, I didn't even go. Really, I was like, no, she's just playing us. It's gonna be the 3-3. You can't even convince me in jest you'll take a higher offer.
Yeah.
Always
play it safe.
Okay. Right. Dizzy, you've gone for at least 3 housemates will threaten to walk, but will change their mind. I think we need to define how far does this go? Does somebody saying something
Threatening, they're getting upset in the diary room, and they're threatening that they want to leave.
Okay.
And then Big Brother manages to calm them back down.
So here's my thing where the borderline is. If somebody said, like, crying in a little bit of a tiz and said, I don't want to be here, does that count as threatening to walk? Because
No, they need to say the words, I would like to leave Big Brother.
so they have to specifically say that they're wanting to leave.
And then Big Brother, manages to kind of talk
Okay.
them round,
Fine.
and then they stay.
I definitely think if you'd have just said a housemate will threaten to walk and change their mind, I'd have said, yeah, absolutely. 2, I think, would be less likely, but within the realms. I think 3 makes this quite unlikely. I think it's fairly improbable that we'll get 3 people who are prone to threatening to walk. Like, I feel like, as I say, one or 2 I can kind of believe. I think 3 probably, it puts it in the realms of the other 2, in that I don't think it's impossible, but I think it's less likely than likely. I think it's probably slightly less likely than Cass's. I think it's probably similar to Eloise's. And we said 8-8 and 3-3 for Eloise. I'm kind of inclined to offer that again. Cass, any thoughts? You're okay with
Yeah,
that?
this doesn't feel very likely, yeah, but I mean, it could happen, so yeah.
Okay. Eloise, thoughts?
Not really. It sounds fine.
Okay. So, Dizzy, 8-8 high, 3-3 low. What would you like?
Low.
Low.
I think.
Okay. And then finally, I realise that I am putting a lot of pressure mostly on Dizzy for this one. It's literally my same bonus from our celebrity season, because
It
that
is.
that kind of was in the ballpark. I have gone for at least 7 pre-ITV housemates. That includes Celebrity Big Brother housemates. At least 7 will appear on Late and Live. I've basically gone for 1 a week. I will say, in the interests of fairness, it is already at a count of 1 because Natalie Cassidy was on Late and Live for the launch show, and she did Celebrity in the Channel 5 era. So I've already got my 1 for this week, if you want to look at it that way. But yes, Dizzy, consult with the other 2, but I'm basically putting this mostly on you.
I'm struggling with it because, like, it's like, I mean, I'm just repeating what I said last time, that although, to be fair, Natalie Cassidy, I would have not considered someone that would have ended up appearing on Late and Live, and then, but then I suppose maybe it makes sense. That's an extra thing she's doing, a thing she's doing, appearing on channels and stuff now that she's standard, for example. But
Mhm.
away from that, like, I kind of think, I always try to think, who realistically are they going to get on? Kate Lawler's always one.
Mhm.
We're bound to see her. And then beyond that, I always struggle to think of who. But I think the best shout is somebody like Natalie Carson, where they've been on Celebrity Big Brother, more likely probably on the Channel 5 era.
If memory serves to help you out, for the last episode, I said there would be at least 5, I think, and I'm pretty sure there ended up being 4 within a 3.5 week season. This is a 7 week season, so I'm keeping.
It just depends. Like, what about, like, does it count if, like, say, somebody from, I don't know, like, a former winner on the Channel 5 era is in the crowd and they reference it? Would that count?
If they reference it, I would say yes. If we just notice a past house guest who's gone there and like nobody mentions it at any point, we just go, "Oh, there's so and so," that wouldn't count for me.
Okay. I honestly think that this is this is making the bonuses sound quite boring, but I honestly think it's pretty much on par with the other
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
I think I would offer the same as what Cass got.
Okay, so 7-7-3-3.
Yeah.
Okay. Cass and Eloise both nodding, so do I take that as agreement?
Take that as
Yeah.
your offer, Z. That's what you're
Yeah,
Yeah.
I may or may not have zoned out. So yes, just
getting.
Okay. Look, I think I think I'm going to play it safe, just because my risk was putting a name on the punishments question. Like that was like my attempt to get a few extra points. So I think I'm going to play it safe with the bonus. So I will take the 3 and 3. So all of us taking 3 and 3, except Cass. So Cass could make significant ground if Marcus gets into a showmance. But anyway.
Yeah, Marcus is going to get a showmance with Emily.
Yes, maybe. Or Elsa, because they bond over seeing
God.
dead people.
I mean, she's hot. To be fair, she is pretty attractive. So, like,
I
a lot of
don't.
times,
I'm not convinced she's in there for that. It's my
Yeah,
thought.
who
No,
knows?
she's in a relationship, so
But anyway, that's the end of our predictions. We will be back in about a little under 2 months to find out how we all got on. Cass, thanks very much for agreeing to be part of an episode where you've no idea what's going on. This and Strictly will now become your British reality TV fix, if you can find a way to
Yes.
watch it.
Yes.
YouTube exists. It's fine.
Not for full
Anyway.
episodes. I don't know if you
No.
find.
Full episodes will be hard.
You'll
Okay.
get clips.
Yeah, definitely get clips. Dizzy, how are you feeling about the season overall? You looking forward to it?
Yeah, it looks like it's a decent cast of housemates. I wouldn't say there was anyone, well, maybe Cameron slightly, but I wouldn't say there was anyone in there. Oh, they look really dull,
Yeah.
you know? So,
That. And then Eloise, what's the over under of how many episodes you'll actually watch this season?
like probably 7.
7. Okay, so we're aiming for more than 7 episodes from you.
Sure.
Okay.
I've not decided if I'm probably gonna watch it or if I'm just gonna watch snippets, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
We'll see.
Yes, I just I'm always amused by you tell us, oh, I'm gonna try and watch something. Usually, like the Oscars episode, you were gonna watch all the Oscars contenders, and then watched none of them. So, so I was just But anyway, thank you all very much for joining me, all 3 of you. I've had a lot of fun this evening. I think this has been a good one, even if I am a bitch. But yes, we will be back soon with another episode. I have a feeling the next episode might be about basketball. So we'll hopefully do that. But yes, until we see you all again, remember to always be big mystics, not big mistakes. Bye.